Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Bethany and I am back. Can you believe it? I can barely believe it. So you guys, as I'm sure you guys have realized, I have birthed another child out of my womb. Yeah, so if you've seen the last 3 videos that I posted, they were all like backlogged videos. Basically, those were 3 videos that I had already filmed and edited before the baby was born, and I just failed to upload them, and I decided let me just go ahead and still upload them anyway, even though it's late, just so that they're there and then I can pick back up, because it just makes me feel like I don't like having something just hanging out there. Like, should I post it, should I not? I was like, I'm just gonna post them, it's fine, and whoever wants to watch them can, but I'm picking up with fresh content. You guys, it's not easy, okay? It's not easy just balancing everything and finding time to get everything done. So yeah, my baby boy was born on March 3rd, 2019. So he's 5 weeks right now. You guys, it has been an amazing 5 weeks. I'm excited to show him to you guys. He's asleep right now, so I figured let me just get this part done, and then he should be awake by the time I finish, maybe. I don't know. But we'll see. But yeah, you guys, so Daniel Robertson the fourth. He is the 4th installment of the Robertson generation. Does that make sense? I feel like I just made that up and it didn't even make sense. But he is the 4th. So we don't call him Daniel though. If you guys have seen on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you should, then you'll see that we have a nickname for him, which is George. And this nickname basically came from Peppa Pig, my only daughter, Zara, my oldest child. She's 2.5, and she was obsessed with Peppa Pig for a while. She was just only wanted to watch Peppa Pig, obsessed. And so when we told her that she was going to have a little brother, then she was just started calling him George, like Peppa's little brother. And it just stuck, and we just started referring to him as George while I was pregnant, and now we just still call him Little Georgie. So that's his nickname. But yeah, you guys, I'm excited to share with you guys the whole labor and delivery story and how everything is going with him. So let's just get right into it. So as any of you guys who have been pregnant before probably know that when it gets towards the end, 32, 33, 34, 35 weeks, 36 weeks, you're just ready to get the baby out of you. You're just whatever I can do to get this baby out. It's not about is the baby ready or not? That's not really what you're thinking about. You're just thinking about I'm ready and this baby is taking over my body and I just need it out of me right now. I'm not sleeping. It's just hard to do anything. I'm out of breath all the time. For my own sanity and health, I need this baby out. That's what it feels like, So that's at the point that I was actually mentally, I was being quite patient. I like to think I was. With him, it was more let's just try this, let's just try that. But I really wanted him to come on his own and naturally. So I didn't want to do anything too extreme, like castor oil and all that type of stuff. I was let me just try to see if I can just push things along a little bit. Of course, I was feeling that urge to have him, but I just didn't want to just do anything too crazy. So me and Daniel, we have been, trying some different things. We were trying to get him out the way we got him in, if you know what I mean. So we were trying that for a while. That posed some complications for sure. That definitely, one time we had tried this. I think I was about 37 and a half or 38 weeks. You guys, all I can tell you is that it looked like a crime scene. There was blood everywhere. I'm calling the doctor, what's going on? They're saying it's normal. Your cervix is just irritated, but it was scary. And I was I'm not doing that anymore. A lot of times after we would be intimate, I would have Braxton Hicks contractions, but they weren't even Braxton Hicks. Let's just be honest. These were contractions it was like false labor. They were very, very strong. They were painful, but they just would go on one time for 8 hours and then 8 or 9 hours and then just stop. You know what I'm saying? So that was just tough on my body. And so I was we're not doing that anymore. He's not coming out that way. Let's just stay away from that. And so it was a Saturday. It was Saturday, March 2nd. And we had went on a walk as a family, trying to get things going. And at this point, I was let's just try it one more time. But let's just be more gentle and be more careful and not do anything too crazy. So blah, 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 blah. And I started having contractions, which was expected because every time after we would dun-da-da, I would get contractions every single time. They would be painful and they would lead to nothing. So this time, Daniel's like, are you having contractions? I'm like, yeah, I'm having contractions. But I'm like, Daniel wasn't really around the other times when I had been having them. So he didn't necessarily see how much pain I was in. So to me, it was just a normal, after the dun-da-da contractions, So we're sitting on the couch, he's on this video game, talking to his friends. He's like, you're having contractions? I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So this is around like 5:20 p.m. And then he's like, I feel like we need to get the hospital stuff ready. We just need to go. And I'm just like, I don't really think so. Like, I don't know. I've been having these before. Like, I just don't think it's a big deal. And he's like, no, we're going to the hospital and we're not coming back home without a baby. Like, he is like determined that we're going to have this baby. So I started finishing packing up the hospital bag. It wasn't done. And then in between contractions, I'm just doing all this stuff, trying to get myself together. So I kind of like fixed my hair up a little bit. I was doing the dishes. And then Daniel's sister came over to the house to get Zara. They stayed here with her for a while to make sure that I was going to have the baby before they took her back to their place. So she came, and I'm looking at neighbors walking by outside. They came and they stayed with Zara. We went to the hospital, and when we got to the hospital, I was about 3 or 4 centimeters. So rewind to the previous Monday, I had went to my doctor to get checked, and I was about 2 to 3 centimeters. So I had progressed 1 or 2 centimeters since then, and that was on Saturday after having contractions for about 2.5 hours or so. I started having the contractions roughly around 5, got to the hospital at 8, so I guess I would say that was like 3 hours. And so at 8 o'clock, they said, you're about 3 to 4 centimeters. Let's just have you walk for a while. We want to monitor your contractions on the monitor, see if you're progressing and things like that. So an hour later, they checked me and she said, you're 6 centimeters. We're having a baby. And I was like, oh my God, I'm having a baby. Like, what the heck? It was just crazy. Like, to go from like 3 or 4 to 6 in 1 hour was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm having a baby. So after that, I felt like the contractions were starting to fizzle out. And when I say this is like kind of the thing that was in my head the whole time, like, oh, they're going to stop, simply because I had those contractions before after da-da-da, and they would just go away. So I was like, what if they're progressing me, but what if they're not like sticking? Like, what if it's not like jumping me into like full on labor? I don't know. And then they just didn't hurt that bad. It just wasn't that painful. I mean, it just was like, okay, whatever. So I was like, oh my God, like what's about to happen? So they wait like an hour and a half or 2 more hours. I want to say it was like till 10 p.m. And I want to say at 10 p.m. Is when they checked me again, and they said, you're still 6 centimeters, so we're going to go ahead and break your water. So after that, I was just like, yeah, I could tell the contractions. I could tell they weren't doing much. So I was like, yeah, definitely just break the water. So they broke my water. You guys, that next contraction hit me like a freaking freight train. I was like, okay, this is definitely something different. Something's happening in here. So I was trying to sit on the ball. Once again, I tried the ball with Zara. I tried the ball with him being pregnant, like being in labor. It just doesn't feel good to me. It's just a no. So I got off the ball, I got on the bed, and these contractions are just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I'm like trying to breathe, you guys. It was a lot. After, I want to say it had been like 40 minutes of me having these contractions, they were getting stronger and stronger. I just looked at Daniel. I mean, I was trying to get my breathing together. The nurse had come in and I was doing this. I was trying to get the breathing together, but she was saying that what I was doing, the way I was breathing was just it wasn't grounded enough. And she said, I'm going to run out of air fast doing that. I won't last long. That had already been about 30 minutes when she told me that. So she had got me she said, I heard you doing these like nice moans earlier, like get back to that. And I was like, okay. So it went from the to like, I can't even do it again anymore. Like I can't even do it anymore, but it was like some serious moaning happening, some deep, earthy, maternal primal moans happening, coming out of me. And doing those really, really helped me stay grounded through the pain, because it was very extremely excruciatingly body splittingly painful. And so that was getting me through. After about 40 minutes, I just remember looking at Daniel and shaking my head. And he's like, what? I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, should I just get the thing? Now, it was my plan to do this completely all natural, you know, no medications, no epidural, like nothing. So that was my plan from the beginning, like just like I did with my daughter. And with my daughter, I really like persevered through out of stubbornness. This time, I was just like, forget this. Like, should I just get the thing? Like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And I was like, I just feel like I should get the thing. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Because of course, like I said, they broke my water at 10 p.m. With my daughter, they had broken my water at around like 8 a.m. and she was born at 2:28 p.m. So that was hours later. I was like, after 30 to 40 minutes of these contractions, I'm like, they're way stronger. Like, I don't even know if I can like do this for like hours. Like, absolutely not. Like, just give me the freaking epidural. Like, whatever. So I never said give me the epidural. I never said the word epidural. I just looked at Daniel and said, should I just get the thing? Should I just get the thing? And so the nurse is like, you won't be able to get the epidural. You won't be able to stay still. Let me just check you again. Because she didn't want to check me too much because my water was already broken. Risk of infection. Wanted to minimize that. So she was like, let me just check you. She checked me. She's like, you're 9 centimeters. This is after like 40 minutes. 40 minutes after they broke my water. So from 6 to 9 in like 40 minutes. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. When she said you're 9 centimeters, I was like, okay. I got this. Like, I got control back. I was like, it's going to be fine. You guys, I'm telling you, within 10 minutes, it was 3 more contractions later. Okay. 1 contraction. I'm like, where was I at the first one? I think I was like laying on my side. Okay, I'm laying on my side. I'm trying to I'm like, oh my God, like this hurts so bad. The nurse says, I want you to try another position. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But I want you to get on your knees and face the head of the bed. And I want you to hold on to the head of the bed, like hug it and like be on your knees. So I got in that position. Another contraction came. This thing split me wide open, okay? I was like, no, I don't like this.
Oh, no. This is not happening.
Like, it was crazy. I was like, no. Like, I cannot do this. So I was like, I need to move. I need to go back to my side. I get on my side. Boom, another contraction comes. I'm like, it's coming out. And then the doctor's like, okay, I'm going to try to flip you over. I'm like, it's coming out. And then she's like, okay. Well, it looks like we're having this baby on the side. I flipped my body over. They're like, can you flip over? I flipped my body over so fast. It was still hurting. I felt like he was like already like literally coming out of me. I flipped my body over. I said, okay. Whatever you have to do, just get him out. Like, that's literally, it was like, and they're like, oh my God, she's so sweet. Like, that's what the nurses were saying. I'm just like, I just want him out, please. So I go back. You guys, that next push, I was pushing him out. His head was out. Next push, his body was out. I'm telling you guys, the text messages, should I pull them up for you? I'm going to pull them up because you guys need to understand how fast this happened, okay? I gotta find a group message. It is in a family group message, guys. Okay, so the messages in the group message with like my whole family, everyone was getting updates on the baby. So at 12:16, she's pushing on the next contraction. At 12:17, she's pushing. At 12:18, he's here. That's literally how fast it happened. I started pushing at 12:17. At 12:18, he was born. I was not playing the type of games. I'm like, we're getting this baby out right now. I am thankful to say, so thankful to God that there was no tearing, there was no hemorrhaging, there was nothing like crazy going on. He just came out and it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad at all. So, it was definitely a different experience than with my daughter, Zara, but I still am so thankful that I was able to do it all naturally. I don't have anything against anyone who gets an epidural. Let me tell you that right now. In that moment that I was 9 centimeters, I was just like, anyone who wants to do this natural is freaking crazy and it's so dumb, and you just get the epidural because why go through all this pain? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It's miserable. This is just torture. That's literally what I was thinking. And literally for the next week, I just kept preaching that, like, if you want to get the epidural, you just go ahead and get that thing, girl. It's okay. We're not judging you out here. This stuff is painful, and that would have been my message to everyone. I do say, if you want to do it natural, do it natural. Like, it is possible. It's not impossible at all. It's just painful. But that's my experience. It doesn't have to be your experience. My sister, I want her to tell her story, but she had all natural, and she said that it wasn't painful for her, and she had a supernatural childbirth. So that's definitely a possibility if you want that too. Not saying get the epidural. I'm not saying don't get that. Like, do whatever you got to do. But I'm just saying, like, for me, I mean, I don't plan on having more kids, so it's not really a conversation in my life anymore. However, you know, if I were to, I think I would probably tell myself, like, I would think hard about if I wanted to do it natural again or not, just because the experience is just so traumatic. Like, it just really is. Like, it splits you wide open, seriously. But at the end of the day, I'm like, that's nature. That's how it goes. But I still don't know. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. The contractions are out of this world. So that was the story of how he was brought to the... Did I list my teeth? I just felt like I did. Okay. That's the story of how our son was brought into this world, and he is just amazing, you guys. So he's a little over a month old. He's 5 weeks and a couple days old, and he's been doing really well. As soon as he came out, he was like sleep. He was on my chest. He was knocked out sleep, and he was asleep for a while. I'm like, oh my God, this baby is like sleep. So he woke up, and then I ended up feeding him and all that. But he was really just like so sleepy when he first came out. So he was, I mean, just he wasn't temperamental. He was just chill, you know what I'm saying? And he's still the same way, and I'm so thankful for that. My daughter, I felt like she was so easy as a baby for the most part. We still had our challenges, let's be clear. However, for the most part, she was just like, she was pretty easy. And so people told me the next one might not be that way. You better just watch out, blah, 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 you know? So I was like, okay, let me just prepare, you know, for anything. But you guys, he's been so good. He's even better sleeper as an infant than my daughter was. From day one, he was sleeping at night. I won't say through the night, because he still woke up to eat, but he would just go right back to sleep, you know? And so that's like amazing, because with my daughter, she was just wide awake all night for like the first 2.5 weeks, and I was so sleep deprived, but that did not happen to me with him. And I was really thankful. So he was doing really well. He passed all his tests in the hospital, and he was born on Saturday night going into Sunday morning. So he was born Sunday morning at 12:18 a.m. And then we went home on Monday evening around 5 p.m. So we weren't in the hospital really that long, really just like, you know, not even 48 hours, you know, which was nice because we kind of got that early discharge. He passed all his tests. However, at his 3-day appointment or 4-day, depending on how many days, I think I went in on a Thursday. So he might have been like 4 or 5 days old. We went into the doctor, and she thought he looked a little yellow. So she's like, let's check his bilirubin levels. And his bilirubin levels were high at like a 17. So they ordered this thing called a Billy blanket. I can insert a picture. It's like this bright blue light that you put on their back, and it helps to break down the bilirubin in their blood. And so he had that on him from Thursday evening all the way until Sunday morning. And then they came every single day and checked his levels, and they saw as they went down, he came off the blanket and his levels completely continued to go down on their own. So that was really good. That was the only kind of like complication or whatever that we had. But the whole time he was fine. He felt fine. It was annoying carrying that big old Billy blanket projector looking thing around all the time. But not carrying it around, but it had to stay on him. So I wasn't very mobile around the house, and it had to be on him for 24 hours. So that was just like a lot, you know. But it really did help, and he was fine after that. And then, yeah, we've just been chilling basically at home. Haven't gone out too much, but he's been doing really, really well. Eating, sleeping, pooping, everything is great. Having a boy is definitely different, I must say. Just like changing the diapers and it just is a different mindset than I was in with my daughter, you know. But nonetheless, like, it's been an amazing experience, and I'm glad that I've gotten the opportunity to experience both. So yeah, what else can I say? Oh, he went on his first trip with us. This past weekend, one of my very, very, very good friends, Lauren, got married, and I was in her wedding. And so we've been friends since like I was a kid. Like, she's older than me, but I was like, we were both young, you know, whenever she was in my parents' ministry. And so we just known each other forever. And she's literally one of the best people ever. That's not what this video is about. However, we went to her wedding because I was in her wedding. And so thankfully we were able to fly private with George and Zara and everyone so that we didn't have to take him in the public airport and go through all that. Or we didn't have to take a road trip either because I just thought that might be a bit hard. But he did really well. He slept on every single flight. Not only did we go to Ohio, but we also went to Georgia, and then we came back to Richmond. And this is all from Friday night until Sunday night we were gone. And he did so well on the trip. He did good. Daniel really held it down because I was busy with the wedding. And so Daniel really had to hold it down with George and Zara. And I know it was probably challenging for him, but he did such a good job. I'm so thankful that he was willing to do that for me and the family. So it was really, really good. It was a good trip. What else can I say? I mean, nothing else really. Like, he's just very, very chill. He's a good sleeper. If he's crying, it's typically for a reason. He doesn't just cry and cry, which I'm thankful about as well. And yeah, Zara has been doing so good with him. I'll ask her, Zara, can you give George his pacifier? She'll be, of course. She's just so sweet. She's always like, I want to give him a hug and kiss him. And she's like, oh, he's just so sweet. He's so cute. Oh my God. Like, she's just literally, she's the best big sister ever. And I'm really glad about that she's excited that he's here, which is awesome. We did give her a present from him in the hospital. And I'm pretty sure that helped kind of soften her up a little bit. I'll insert some pictures from the hospital when she first met him and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys, it was just amazing. And I was sitting here, I'm like, oh my God, Bethany, like, you have 2 kids. Like, whoa, like, this is crazy. I'm 25 years old, married with 2 kids. Like, just wow. But yeah, you guys, I'm just so thankful. I am so thankful. I don't know what else I can really say. I don't want to make this video too long, so I guess I'll just end it here. You guys be praying for me, okay? Not anything crazy, but I mean, I've really just been trying to look for that balance, you know, between, my computer's gonna die. Oh my God, let me hurry up and finish this. I'm really trying to find that balance between, just the house and then the kids and everything else. I go back to work next week and I just am like, Lord, help me. If you guys have any tips on how to balance all these things, leave them down below. I would really, really appreciate it. Prayer, of course, is also really greatly appreciated. I did straighten my hair for the wedding. I know this is very unrelated, but I straightened my hair for the wedding. I haven't been putting heat on it just because I only did for that day. And now I'm just kind of like doing whatever to let it do whatever. So it is pretty frizzy. But anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, you guys, I need to end this video right here. If you guys have any questions for me about George or anything else, please leave it down below. And yeah, you guys, in the next clip, I'll let you guys meet him. It may not be like in this setting, but I'll insert some video footage meeting him and then I'll close out the videos. Alright, you guys, well, thank you so much for watching and meeting George and hearing my labor and delivery story. I love you guys so much, and until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.